That's got him. Good morning, I'm UK Rifleman. This morning you're joining me on a very sunny but very cold farmyard in Shropshire for some more farmyard vermin control. Weather's absolutely stunning, very little wind, we don't have to worry about holding off for the wind anymore. There's not a cloud in the sky. That's not so good for me, it makes it quite hard for me to stay hidden, but we'll take advantage of the lack of wind anyway. Yeah, it's currently -1, very frosty morning, which hopefully will draw the quarry species into the farmyard for their free dinner, which is where we come in, and that's where we're going to ambush them. So wish me luck. We already managed to nab a squirrel, possibly 2. I've only managed to retrieve 1. They're both good solid hits, and they appear to drop. The second one, unfortunately, I haven't been able to find. Under those particular trees there's a big pile of twigs, and I was lucky to find the one, to be honest. I think the second one's in there somewhere and I can't get at it, and there's barbed wire everywhere as well, so unfortunate, but we've still got some footage for you anyway. There we are. We've taken advantage of a little alleyway that's opened up between the 2 sheds. There was a little fence there to stop the getting in there. It seems to have been lowered. Not sure why or who's done it. I have spoken to the farm manager about it and he doesn't know either, so strange. There we are. We've took advantage of that, and it provides some pretty good concealment, so we'll probably take advantage of that for the rest of the day. Probably shooting out to that tree line again. The quarry we were looking at there is wood pigeons and grey squirrels, possibly corvids as well. I have got a little camo net with me, so I might even hang a net over that opening there and stay there for most of the day. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what comes into this tree opposite this shed first, and later on in the day we'll have a walk down there again. So wish me luck. I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. Farm manager's just finished working, so we've got the farmyard to ourselves. Superb. Okay, good afternoon. You're joining me in an isolation pen They used to quarantine animals, and it's obviously empty at the moment. I seem to be doing my job rather well by the looks of it, so there we are. You've seen me in the last few minutes shoot a squirrel out of the grain store directly opposite this pen, and it was in practically the same spot as that one I missed in the I think it was the first Farmyard Vermin control episode, and it was an absolute sitter. And I've been scratching my head for ages, hoping for a chance to make up for it, and we got one. And yeah, he come down hard. He did perfect headshot, beautiful. So there we are. We've managed to account for 2 out of the 3 squirrels. The one I've had a good look for at the top in the hedgerow, and there is a thick pile, really thick pile of twigs and branches and brambles and thorns and all sorts of things. It's not pretty at all, and I think after looking at the footage, he's come down hard into there, definitely dead. I like to have a look at the footage again if I've got the opportunity, just to mark what I've shot and to ensure that we haven't caused any suffering and wounding. So there we are. I'm 100% sure that squirrel is down. It's just not immediately visible to me, so we'll have another look for him later. We've missed a wood pigeon. He's about 45 yards out, and I had a very tiny target to aim for. Unfortunately, all we had was the head, and we've missed a jackdaw in the tree directly opposite this pen, 35 yards out. Perfect sight picture. Fired the rifle, and I've been scratching my head ever since, if I'm honest. The crosshairs never left that bird's head. I've done a practice shot up there, and it did go off to the right a little bit, but not enough to cause it to completely miss. So, don't know. Hopefully we'll get another chance anyway. You can't hit them all, but we're doing extremely well at the moment. 5 shots taken, 3 animals down. So absolutely superb. We've got a good view from in here. I can see the tree, or at least half of the tree. It's keeping the sun off me, so nothing can see me. And I've got a good view down the yard there, which is where the feral pigeons seem to hang out a lot, so I'll keep an eye on what's going on down there as well. So this is making for a very good little hide. So we've got about 3.5–4 hours of daylight left. I'm expecting plenty more chances and plenty more footage, so stick with me. Okay, it's about 2 o'clock and we're doing fantastically well. Taken about 6 shots, possibly 7, can't quite recall. We've accounted for 3 squirrels, and we've definitely killed the 4th, and we haven't been able to find it. So we're not doing too bad. Some days I just pull it out of the bag and I can't miss, and I like those days, as you can possibly imagine. I wanted to talk to you about that stalk a little bit. Basically, it was a bit quiet in here, so I decided to go down there on the hunt for feral pigeons that may have come into that shed while I haven't been looking, or pop off down the alleyway this out and look to cover the tree line behind these sheds. I got as far as the opening to the alleyway and spotted a squirrel off in the distance. He was about 50 yards at that point, on the ground behind some farm machinery and a fence, and he was on the other side of the main farm track. And well, yeah, stalked down there, pulled the rifle up on him a couple of times, but I wasn't 100% happy. He was a long way out, and I've got no support. It would have been a standing shot. So I decided to move in closer. The animal had absolutely no idea I was there, literally no idea. And the stalk was textbook, if I'm honest. I've described that sort of stalking before in the instructional movies. So I got up to the corner of the shed. I got a lovely sight picture on him, and he stood there nice and still, and I was just about to squeeze the shot off, and he went behind a tree. Bugger. Luckily it was only a little tree and I could see his tail still. So I predicted where he was going to pop out. He popped out, there was a slight pause, and I took the shot and rolled him over. It was a lovely headshot. I've looked at the footage since, and it wasn't much of a pause, if I'm honest. I think he was just about to take another hop when I took the shot. So he was practically on the move, which isn't ideal. You want your quarry to be absolutely stock still to reduce the danger of wounding. There's one thing I've noticed is that when I'm about to take a shot, time seems to go very, very slowly. Especially when I've got the animal in the crosshairs. Because when I look back at the footage, it literally looks like he's popped his head out and then I've gone bang, and he rolled him over. Whereas the amount of time that seemed to pass by when I was looking at him through the scope seemed to be like an eternity. So that's one thing to take into consideration. I've seen a few shots where I thought, well, I'm sure it took longer to take the shot than that. But I don't know, if maybe it's some sort of instinct I have. But it seems to be something straight out of a sniper simulator I play called Sniper Elite 4, where you go into focus mode and it seems to zoom in and everything goes really slowly. And yeah, well, that shot was something straight out of that game, to be honest with you. I was quite pleased with it. So there we are. It was only 20 yards and not 200, and that's the only difference really. But the Sniper Elite 4 is good practice for this sort of activity because it employs realistic ballistics and windage and so on. And it also teaches you shot discipline, because if you get the shot wrong, then half the German Wehrauch comes after you. So you've got to make sure that you take the shot at the right time when you've got a clear shot. So there we are. I'll use that to practice, believe it or not. The only problem is it doesn't teach you very good trigger control because the Xbox 360 controller isn't a two-stage trigger. So you end up sort of slapping at the trigger a bit, which is, I have done that while I've been out hunting. But one thing it does teach you is definitely shot discipline and where to aim off and so on for various conditions. We've got plenty of daylight left. We've got a couple of hours, possibly 2.5, and I think we're going to get a few more opportunities, but don't hold me to it. This is probably my poorest moment of the day, unfortunately. I went for a heart and lung shot on this bird, and I really should have gone for a headshot. And luckily it seems to have flown on unharmed. I think this guy was genuinely wearing a crash helmet. It's quite clearly hit him in the head and he's run away. Not quite sure what's gone on there. And in this slow motion shot you'll definitely see where the pellet hits. I obviously went down there to have a look. There was no sign of him, so hopefully he went on unharmed. Okay then, that's it folks. I think we're going to call it a day there. It's been a long day again. We're packing up about 4:30. Still got plenty of light, but I'm knackered up and it's gone absolutely dead here, so we're going to make a move. We've got 3 squirrels, 4 total, just 1 unaccounted for, which is a real shame. Some good accurate shooting today. I've been very pleased with my performance with the rifle. A couple of dubious shots towards the end, which in all fairness I didn't have to show you, but I have, because I like to show these hunts as they are. And I wish I could have done better with those, to be honest with you. I should have gone for the headshot with the pigeon, and God knows what happened to that squirrel. It must have been wearing a crash helmet, as I've mentioned earlier. But there we are. Now the kit in use is a Weihrauch HW100BP in 177 caliber. The rest of the equipment I'll leave in the description of the video. Thank you very much for watching folks, and we'll catch you again very soon. Bye bye for now.